How does one make a PowerPoint presentation on inflation without putting the audience to sleep? Inflation, the often dreaded economic phenomenon, may seem like a dry and complex topic to present, but with the right approach, it can be made engaging and even captivating. Crafting a PowerPoint presentation on inflation requires creativity, storytelling, and interactive elements to keep the audience awake and attentive. In this essay, we explore strategies for injecting energy and vitality into a presentation on inflation, transforming potentially yawn-inducing content into an engaging and memorable experience for the audience. Understanding the challenge. Inflation, the rise in prices of goods and services over time, is a fundamental concept in economics. However, its intricacies and technicalities can easily overwhelm and bore an audience if not presented effectively. The challenge lies in translating complex economic data and theories into digestible and relatable content that resonates with diverse audiences, from students to professionals. Setting the stage. Before delving into the specifics of inflation, it's crucial to set the stage and capture the audience's attention from the outset. Opening the presentation with a thought-provoking question, a relevant anecdote, or a startling statistic can pique curiosity and create a sense of intrigue. For example, starting with a historical reference to hyperinflation in Zimbabwe or a humorous anecdote about the cost of a cup of coffee over the years can immediately engage the audience. Visualizing data. One of the most effective ways to make a presentation on inflation engaging is to leverage visual aids to convey complex concepts and data. Instead of bombarding the audience with endless charts and graphs, opt for visually appealing and interactive visuals that enhance understanding and retention. Infographics, animated charts, and dynamic illustrations can breathe life into dry statistics and make them more accessible and memorable. Storytelling. At its core, inflation is not just about numbers and figures. It's about the impact on people's lives, livelihoods, and purchasing power. Incorporating storytelling into the presentation humanizes the data and provides context for the audience. Sharing real-life examples of how inflation affects individuals, families, and businesses can make the topic more relatable and emotionally resonant. Whether it's a personal anecdote, a case study, or a historical narrative, storytelling adds depth and authenticity to the presentation. Interactive elements. To keep the audience actively engaged throughout the presentation, incorporate interactive elements that encourage participation and dialogue. Polls, quizzes, and open-ended questions can stimulate curiosity, spark discussion, and invite audience members to share their insights and perspectives. Additionally, interactive simulations or games that simulate the effects of inflation can make the content more interactive and immersive. Humor. Injecting humor into the presentation can lighten the mood and make the content more enjoyable for the audience. Clever puns, witty anecdotes, and humorous visuals can elicit laughter and create a memorable experience. However, it's essential to strike the right balance and ensure that the humor is relevant and appropriate for the audience and the context of the presentation. Practical examples. To illustrate the concepts of inflation in a tangible and relatable manner, use practical examples that resonate with everyday experiences. Whether it's the rising cost of groceries, housing, or fuel, connecting economic theory to real-world phenomena helps anchor the content and make it more accessible. Additionally, incorporating current events or recent news stories related to inflation can make the presentation timely and relevant. Clear and concise messaging. While it's tempting to delve into the minutiae of economic theory and policy, it's essential to keep the presentation concise and focused on key takeaways. Avoid overwhelming the audience with jargon and technical details. Instead, distill complex concepts into simple, digestible messages that resonate with the audience. Utilize clear and concise language, bullet points, and visual cues to reinforce key points and facilitate understanding. Conclusion. In conclusion, making a PowerPoint presentation on inflation engaging requires a combination of creativity, storytelling, and interactive elements. By setting the stage, visualizing data, incorporating storytelling, and leveraging humor, practical examples, and interactive elements, presenters can captivate and educate their audience on this critical economic concept. In the dynamic landscape of presentations, infusing energy and vitality into seemingly dry topics like inflation is not just a challenge but an opportunity to inspire, inform, and entertain.